7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's good, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Bola podcast. It's your boy Depinga. I let your boy when he see me in the street know what it is. Today we're in episode 105. We got a special one, sketch comedian, rapper, and the man behind the Depinga weather. The one and only Mr. Depinga himself, Nick Garcia. If you've seen his weather reports, you already know the vibes. You already know what it is. We're talking about comedy, creativity, music, and turning internet moments into real moments. So let's get into it, all right? Listo. So anyway, we're in another episode of the Bola podcast. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, sharing love, and sending and subscribing and liking the tweets and the clips and all of that good stuff, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate all the love. Thank you so much once again. In today's episode, we have special guest, Mr. Nick Garcia, Mr. Depinga himself.
Depinga, my brother. Thank you. It's an honor and a pleasure.
Bro. No, it's been...
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on, bro, and sharing some of your time and...
Yes, sir.
And letting me know about your journey, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo... That whole day, okay, so like, I met you through
EFN.
Through EFN. Shout out DJ EFN. Shout out Crazy Hood.
Shout out DJ EFN. Shout out Crazy Hood.
Yeah, like all the 305, bro, like real 305 shit out there.
Sir.
Are you from Kendall?
Yes, I am. So I was born in, if I'm not mistaken, I think I was born in South Miami Hospital.
Okay.
But yeah, like I went to like the Sweetwater Elementary, but like I was like raised in like the area like right by like, you know, like Shoma Homes and Paul Bell. So
okay.
But it's like borderline Kendall, and then nowadays it's considered Sweetwater.
Sweetwater, yeah.
Now they're considering
by
that
Lil Abner and shit.
Yeah, but I lived like way before that. Like, you know, like where Shoma Homes is. So like that area, I'm not sure if you would consider that area
I don't know.
Kendall. I don't know what that area is.
Yeah.
But me living in that area, everybody that I knew, they were like, "You're from Kendall." So I was my whole life I was just
said you was from Kendall.
Yeah. And then they put me in that category, so I'm like, yeah, I'm from there. Yeah, perfect. Fuck it.
No,
so.
That Kendall. I mean, Kendall does stretch like a big ass ways.
Mm-hmm. I think it ends, if I'm not mistaken, and this is good so we could get people talking, I think it ends in Dayland.
Nah, actually, I think it goes past. What you mean Dayland? Like east?
Like Dayland, like you know, like I guess like it
south.
Like it ends at the mall, like Dayland Mall, Kendall. Like
that's actually Kendall Drive.
Yeah.
But okay, so Dayland Mall's on US 1.
Yeah.
That's the east side. Kendall goes all the way to Casa Pinga West out there. Like you're literally all the way hitting like probably 152 Avenue, I would say, because that's still that they consider that like West Kendall, right? And the funny part is like down south, people will be like, "Oh, I'm in Kendall by Country Walk," which I don't even be knowing like how you in Kendall in like Country Walk area. But at the same time,
Country Walk is like kind of like by like
152.
Yeah, that's like. By the Braddock area? Or
No. Country Walk is 152 is like by the Tamiami Airport.
And that area is because it is right by the Tamiami Airport. There is the Welcome to Kendall.
Yeah, so like sign. Kendall's huge.
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah. It stretches out, but it's like the conversation is like, where does Kendall begin and where does it end?
I know, like Kendall's just like
you know.
It's an enigma, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? So
it's like it stretches far and wide and
for real. Like it goes into like
crazy pause.
Stretches far and wide. Pause. It goes like it goes from like Sweetwater or whatever all the way to like Quail Roots and shit deep down south.
Yeah.
Like I went to South Ridge, right? I grew up down south, Color Ridge and Ghouls, and people be like, "Oh, I'm from Kendall," and be like 15 blocks from South Ridge, like, bitch, you ain't from there in Kendall, is it? Like,
yeah, exactly.
That make no damn sense.
Yeah, I guess
you from down south, you from Quill, I mean, whatever. But that's the area you grew up in, so like...
Yes.
So give me, so everybody knows you for the Depinga thing, right? The Depinga weather.
Depinga weather. Really, a lot of other people know me from when I first started coming up. I had dropped the album, and like what started making my noise was when I was on Twitter. and I had dropped the album called King of Kendall.
Okay.
And then that's like what kind of got the attention of like a lot of people. EFN and a lot of people from Crazy Hood saw it, and they're like, "Who the fuck is this kid calling himself King of Kendall?" And it was never out of a place of trying to be like this like cocky douchebag. It was like I saw the rapper DJ Paul call himself King of Memphis, and it created controversy. And I wanted to create controversy, but without having it be on some like crazy like antic stuff that we've probably seen a lot of other people do without naming names, you know, like maybe like starting beefs or whatever. But I wanted to do something to be an attention grabber, and I was like, let me call myself.
But without catching beef.
Exactly, you feel me? So I'm like, let me call myself King of Kendall. It definitely got people in their feelings, but like, you know, my whole thing is that everybody should feel like a king, and you should embrace where you're from. Like, why would I fake and act like, you know, a lot of rappers come up and they'll be like, oh, I'm from like, they'll try to act like they're from the hood or wherever it may be, and that's not really them. And I'm just being true to myself. So, and that's what really like what people knew me from then, doing the King of Kendall stuff, and then just like with doing the music, the Depinga weather found itself on its own, bro. I would just be on the way to work and just be so frustrated with traffic that I would genuinely pull over and be like, Depinga fucking weather, look at this fucking traffic. And then, bro, I just literally posted it one day, and literally, like, very grateful it went viral, bro. And ever since that day, like, that it went viral, bro, I have been putting my foot on the gas. Like, I try as much as possible to stay consistent posting on Instagram, because it's just, like, I know it sounds crazy, but, like, feeding the algorithm, because, like, once you kind of, like, slow down, you know?
Yeah. So the traffic is really what led you to, like, start the post. It wasn't something that you had
Planned.
You hadn't planned it. It was something spontaneous that came to you, and then you decided to seize the moment and do it.
Of course, 100%. And then it's a marketing tactic, because at the same time, like, that being out weather, reporting live, look at the weather today, it's rainy, and the forecast might be this. And oh, wait, by the way, I'm dropping a new song. Oh, wait, by the way, I dropped new shirts, or, you know, and then it's like an attention grabber for people to go to my music, for people to go to my merch website, you know? So
you're like using it as a catalyst to promote your music and your merch.
100%.
But the thing is, all right, so when I met you, you were already doing the pinga though. Like, it wasn't the pinga weather. You were just like, you gave me, I have the pinga Dorito show. Sure. I be rocking that shit all the time, and people be like, yo, I love that shirt. You don't know how many times. Every time I rock that shirt, people will be like, legit, be like, yo, I love that shirt. Where'd you get it? I always send them to your site and shit.
Yeah.
So, like, Depinga is something that you had already established.
Yeah. It was just the brand, bro, and you know, it was the brand. I trademarked it in 2021, and then basically the golf company that's called Ping, P-I-N-G. I had to get into a trademark. I mean, I had to get into an agreement with them that I would not sell any golf-related merchandise in order for them to let my trademark go through. Shout out to my lawyer, Mark Rappaport. But
why?
Yeah, because they said that Pinga was too close to Ping because it has Ping in it, you know? So, but crazy, hey, I think Ping at this point, with the way that things are going, I think we should do some business together, because the Depinga collab will go crazy. We're manifesting it here at Fresh or Fresh. So when it does happen, you know, we're gonna have Fresh or Fresh there.
I'll be rocking it, bro. I'll be in the links rocking a Depinga shirt.
The Pinga.
Depinga. When your ball goes in the fucking rough, you'll be like,
know?
Depinga.
Yo, I'm telling you guys, hey, Ping, let's do some business. I love you guys. Dog. I love Ping. Shout out to Ping.
So there was a vision to it, though.
Yes.
Because you did trademark this 2021. Mm-hmm. You've been working on the Depinga thing.
And it took, sorry to interrupt you, it took 2 years for the trademark to go through.
To slide through, yeah. But you were already selling merch, and you were already pushing the brand. I remember that.
Yes, since 2019.
Yeah, so then it's like, what was that? What was the catalyst for that? Before, like, even the Depinga weather and any of the viralness, what was like, yo, I want to start a brand? And
so that came almost like Depinga weather naturally. I had went on a trip with some friends to LA. We were shooting music videos, and the group of friends I was with, they were like, bro, like, you know, I was just always joking around, being myself, my Cuban self, be like, Depinga, and then and they were like, yo, bro, you should make a song called Depinga. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it, you're right. And I got back to Miami, I made a song called Depinga, and and the song went kind of crazy and like locally in my neighborhood, and then people would always call me Depinga, and then like kind of like fucking the flash bulb, the light bulb clicked in my head, and I was like, oh yo, you already know.
So when people were calling you the pinga,
Yeah, they didn't even like.
they didn't know like your rap name, Nick
No,
Garcia.
they're
Nothing.
like, yo, you're the Depinga, and I'm not gonna tell them no.
Yeah. Yeah, so like the crowd told you got to go in this direction because
In other words, without them saying it, literally, you feel me?
Yeah.
Yep, and yeah.
So they pushed you in the direction of like following through with that vision.
100%.
That's wild how like that could happen like spontaneously. Like you didn't. There's something that you hadn't even planned out or nothing like that.
At all, dog. At all. And because I was an artist then, but I was like, I need something. Like my brother would always tell me, like I had King of Kendall. Like it was brewing, but like when King of Kendall was out, I didn't have Depinga out yet. You feel me? So like and then just like that came naturally. But my brother, my actual brother, my brother Anthony, he would tell me like, bro, you need something that like people know you're Nick Garcia, but you need something for your fan base to identify with you, dog. And there's fucking the powers that be in the universe, dog.
And they just presented that, and then you ran with it. But the good thing is that you were able to notice it, right? Like because these things happen all the time. Where people be like, yo, this shit is fire. And then people are like, yeah. And they just like put it to the wayside. And
no, I remember even when I was getting it trademarked, like I used to have a lot of people.
Trademarking is expensive too.
And that, it definitely was. It cost a good amount of money, but if you believe in yourself, you're willing to invest in yourself. And 100%. You know that for sure. And, but I even had, with anything that happens, I had a lot of people tell me like, yo, bro, I don't even think you should go through with that. I think maybe you should switch your brand up, and I have other like, sister companies, you feel me, that are different. But, bro, at the end of the day, I'm not here to please everybody. Not everybody's going to understand, and I'm fine with not everybody understanding. I know where I come from, and like, I know like that I'm Depinga, bro. Like a lot of people want to take it for like, oh, he might be, or trying to push a disrespectful narrative, but it is what it is. If you understand it, you understand it, and if you don't, you don't.
Yeah. What's the flip side of that? Because I'm sure like the people who find it entertaining and like they get it, they're like they're consuming it and they're not getting like upset about it. They understand the situation and they know more or less like how it plays out. But I'm sure like a lot of like salty ass people out there.
Yes.
Are like looking at this like, oh, you're disrespecting our culture, or you're making Cuban people look bad.
Oh, no, for sure. I've definitely had that comment, for sure.
Like,
yeah.
Cuban people look bad or whatever the fuck.
But the thing is that I've got it from my own people, and it's like not even my grandparents, but just being in like fucking in La Ventanita, you hear how los cubanitos ahí, los viejitos, how they talk, and at the end of the day, it's just embracing how I am, and how I take it is I understand, with everything, even when you're doing something positive, that's the balance. Not everybody's people are gonna love me, but there's gonna be people that are not.
Yeah.
And and I appreciate them too, because they create that balance. But what I do with them, sometimes I play with them, you know, like I get that. That's why I have my other thing I do, the pinga of the day, So, but I just got to be careful, because I give some people the pinga of the days and they send me to the FBI.
What's that all about? So I saw that.
Let's touch on it. We can touch on it, but let's not touch on it too much, because
not like in depth, but like. All right, so freedom of speech, social media.
Let's do it even better. The Telemundo situation. So I was at Vivo and Dolphin Mall, and I was reporting, and basically I went up to the Telemundo reporter and I reported her, and she.
What do you mean you reported her though?
So I went up to her. I was like, Depinga weather, reporting here for.
Or like you were like interviewing her.
Interviewing her, exactly. That's what I meant to say. And I asked her, I'm like, oh, who do you think is gonna win against UM? Who did we play for the
Indiana.
festival? Yes, for
No,
the
for the Fiesta Bowl, Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Who do you think's gonna win?" And she was like, "The U, of course." And then she didn't tell me if I couldn't take a video of her or not. Her being on the video and keeping on talking is just her like saying like, "Yes, I'm down for the video." And then I did another video after at the end, which I'm the type of person that I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm perfect. I did do another video after when we did win, and I posted up next to her, and I was like, Depinga weather, Telemundo needs to hire me. I am the best. I'll raise the ratings up. You feel me? But I don't feel like that was defamation. And the same thing with that lady. She hit me up. She said, "You have 24 hours. My lawyer has
But
been
why do you do it?
noticed."
Because like you don't have to do that. That's the thing. Like she decided to come on the video. This is public, right?
Yeah.
You're out in public. She decided to exercise her First Amendment right and speak. Mm-hmm. She could have just walked away.
She just saw that it started going crazy, and then, like, I'm not going to mention her name, but imagine if you're a Telemundo reporter and you report news for a big platform, and there's a guy that just came out of nowhere.
But they're just bullying. You don't have to. You don't have to acquiesce to Telemundo.
Yeah,
you could just be like, nah, fuck you.
I know.
I have this video and it's in
I know,
public
but
sphere.
so what I do, I'm like, you know what? I do take it down because I do holler at my lawyer and other people, and they're like, you'll win in the court of law.
Without a doubt.
But do you want to go through that? Right now, I don't. But what I will do, I flip it on them, and then I went. Shout out to my boy Enrique Cafecito. We went to the front of Telemundo headquarters, and we made Cafecito right there, chilling in front of the headquarters.
Okay, I see what you're saying,
You
but
get
I
me?
could also.
But
The
I do
flip
feel,
side of that
but
is
I do feel you though. You're letting them like win and shit like that. But I just like
You'll definitely win in the courts. That's not a point.
You know,
So
I
like,
know.
but that could also catalyze you and give you more virality.
I know.
Because
I know
that's the
to
thing.
go to
Like,
court.
go
you
to
know?
court. That's already going to be reported on. You're going to be in court with Telemundo, and at the end of the day, they're probably going to have to eat the lawyers' fees, the attorney's fees, because I mean, you can't just tell somebody to take a video down because they feel like it. You did the video. That's your problem. You should have decided not to do that.
So
Telemundo.
that's why I do ask my lawyer. He did tell me to take it down, and I ask a lot of close friends that are in the industry, and they tell me that I'll win the case, but they I guess they tell me in the standpoint like, yo, do you want to spend money? But I think the same thing as you. I'm like, shit. Every day we go to court, the Depinga weather reporting live. I'm here at court.
Facts.
You feel me? Like
That could be like that could be a
dog,
whole thing. You know what I'm saying?
Telemundo versus Depinga.
Come on,
sick.
bro. That's certain
And I
stuff
have
up.
the video archive, so I think I could just put it back up.
You could.
But what I do get scared of,
What?
you know why I take it down? You know why I take all these videos down when I have these little kerfunkles, as I call them, whatever.
Little skirmishes.
I take it down because I don't know how the Instagram world works, and maybe they could report it and be like, hey, I don't have permission. And maybe they could try to get my Instagram deleted. I don't know if Instagram works like that, but I just like really worked hard to build my platform, dog, and you know what? You want to threaten me, like you don't want your video up, because I don't know how Instagram works. So I don't know if like let's say I take a video of you and then which I'm never like that, but I take a video of you and you're like yo, take it down, or I don't know if you could report it for being like, hey, I'm in this video, but I don't give him permission. I don't know if that's a thing on Instagram.
I mean, there's also other platforms that you could post those videos on.
Yeah.
Like you could go on YouTube, you could go on TikTok. If you don't want to jeopardize your Instagram platform, the other platforms are readily available.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I would tell you that at the end of the day, if you do get in a skirmish with Telemundo, you're going to win regardless.
You're right.
You're either going to win.
And it's going to look good, too.
It's going to look good because, like, in the end, the one that looks stupid is Telemundo. Because they're coming after you for saying that being or whatever. That makes them look childish. That makes them look like, like they're coming down to a level, it's like a childish level. And it's not only that, but it's impeding First Amendment's rights, right? Which they're all supposed to be about, because that's what journalism is all about. It's First Amendment, be able to share freedom of speech, et cetera, et cetera. So like in those situations, you just got to do a cost-benefit analysis. You got to be like, okay, yeah, it's going to cost me this much in lawyers' fees. Well, I'll probably get back because decided on a judge, they could once I win the case, they would decide to award me the attorney fees.
No,
so you
you're
could
right.
get that. You could get
You
that.
know
for
what?
free.
I think here live on Fresher Fresh, I have the post archived. You know what? I think you know
You know what
what?
I'm saying?
Let's make some. Let's make some.
I've
Let's go
always been
viral.
about like, yo, poke the bear, bro. You
Let's
know what I'm
do
saying?
it.
Like because
Because
ultimately,
with the other situation that I had going on
Yeah.
was more of like, you know, it was a mugshot.
yeah,
You know,
that's
when-
even crazier because
It is,
mugshots are
it-
public.
It is, but then it's public on a real person, and you don't know if this person, if you just make them the Depinga of the day, you're making them a joke to a whole world. And remember, it goes viral. They're real people.
But who cares? To be honest with you,
I know, but
Who
but people
cares?
people are crazy.
no, that part, yeah,
That-
you're
you
gonna have to be
know-
like watching your back type situation.
Type,
Yeah.
do you want to live like
that
that?
type, no, that's
you
something
get
different.
you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
I don't want to live like
like
that.
the
dog.
actual the legal ramifications are null and void.
No, with the
That's what I
Telemundo
mean.
stuff, but with the
Telemundo also
Yeah,
with,
with-
with,
with-
like
but with-
mugshots are
public
public
info. Yeah,
public
yeah,
info.
yeah.
You
Just
can literally
some
go
people-
pull up anybody's
Just
mugshot.
some people, I have put out a few. I have put out a mugshot, and after that mugshot, I can't get too deep into that situation, but I was receiving, yo, I know where you work at, and death threats.
Yeah,
And we're from Florida, and
Yeah.
we all know what we can do here in Florida.
yeah.
But do I want to go to that far? And
Controversy.
and that controversy is good, whatever. But do I want to go that far? Nah, bro.
Yeah, you know what? I would tell you for like these no-name people, right? That you give the Depinga of the day, you're not really gonna capitalize on that,
Yeah,
right? There's
no.
not the risk reward there is more risk than reward. But with like a Telemundo or something like that, the risk reward is the reward is better there because
So
like
look
bruh,
here live. We're going right here. It's leaving the archive and it's going
it's going
straight.
back. It's going back online.
We're showing on the profile.
I mean, come on, Telemundo. You're all about journalism and First Amendment speech rights and First Amendment rights, but when somebody catches you slipping, then you wanna threaten them with legal ramifications. That makes absolutely no
No,
sense.
and
to me,
I
man.
and I think too. Look, if they get, God forbid, bro. But if my page gets taken down, I know with the following that I have, wherever we rebuild, we're gonna make it happen, bro.
it'll even be better.
I've started from zero in life.
Yeah,
In life.
I feel that.
In life. So when it comes to this social media stuff that is not real, we could rebuild that. So you know what? You know, it's true. It's good to have these conversations. You know, because with the Telemundo stuff, is real. If they want to take me to court, bro, fresh better be outside interview.
For sure,
you
bro.
guys. So today, bro, I'm telling you,
I want to see the court case, bro. I want to see. I'll be reporting daily like if it was the OJ trial.
dog. I'm telling you.
That's funny,
Yeah,
dog.
bro.
So that's crazy, bro. So like the journey has been like all over the place. You didn't start.
100%.
Yeah, you didn't start with like,
all over the place for sure.
legit. Like it was presented to you. You saw the opportunity. You took the opportunity. You invested in yourself. You spent money on trademarking and doing all of that prior to it even exploding. I remember you got the trademark before you even went viral.
Yes, 100%.
So it's like you had already invested in this and you knew you wanted to go down this road.
100%.
So
dog.
like the fact that like you were ready once opportunity presented himself, that's a big major key, right? I feel like people are always waiting for opportunity to present itself to then start, which is kind of like backwards. You have to start prior to the opportunity.
And I know
presenting
it
itself.
sounds super cliche what I'm about to say, but to get to that, it's like maintaining that consistency. Because if you're consistently doing it every day, maybe on the freaking fourth year on that consistency, that somebody, or I don't know what, but you know, something might arise. You get me? But I know it sounds cliche and corny, but that consistency, that shit real, bro. And getting it into people's hands, like the merch wise, like it was just about like always getting a yes or a no. I used to pull up to places, whether it would be like, you know, studios with famous people, and I would be a fly in the wall, but I'd be like, you know, I'd pull up, you know, maybe with some gifts, maybe with some weed. Rappers love weed, hook them up with weed. And I'd be like, yo, this is my brand too, bro. And then I give everybody in the studio some merch, you know? So You know, just putting yourself and willing to be said no to too.
Yeah.
People are always gonna say no.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like
feel
putting
me?
yourself out
Yeah.
there, following the path, bro. Because like there's a lot of once again, there's a lot of rejection. There's a lot of that. That's the part that people don't see.
A lot of it. A
You
lot
know,
of it. A
like
lot of it.
with,
Dog.
to this social media game prior to people exploding, I've talked to a lot of people, right, who are on the glow up, right, and but that I've known for a while, and I see them working steadily in the shadows prior to everybody like seeing the glow up and see there's the consistency in the shadows is a thing because people be like, oh, you got to be consistent, but it's fairly easy to be consistent once you get in love. And once you get it, you know, once people are like, "Oh my God, I love what you're doing," et cetera, et cetera. But when nobody's giving you any props,
That's when it's hard to be.
That's when
consistent.
it's hard to be consistent.
Yep.
When you're
And
in the shadows,
I used to have a big battle like with that, dog. Like I would feel like I think I was like a good year and a half ago. You know, I was just in a funk, dog, and I felt like, you know, I'm 29 now, bro, but I just like, I don't know. I was just in a funk in my life, dog. I just wasn't doing anything, and I felt like I was wasting my life, bro.
Yeah.
Really, for real shit. I really was. Honestly, if I could put it plain and
is
simple.
it that because you felt that you had talents that could catalyze you?
Yeah, and I wasn't putting them to any use, dog. You feel me? Like I felt like I was just content with maybe dropping my music, working, coming home, and then I was like, I don't know. I was like, there's more to this. There's more to me, you know. And it was just about me pushing myself, dog. Me because like you gotta want it for yourself, dog. Nobody, whatever it is that you want, you gotta want it for yourself. And yeah, you just gotta want it for yourself, bro.
No, that's 100% true, dog. That's 100% true. Like,
And what you were saying too, staying, and then what kind of would like what kind of slowed me down is that I was like, damn, bro, I'm so consistent, and and my shit is so fire. Why does nobody like?
Yeah,
Why
you don't
does
see
it
the progress.
Why does nobody like like support it like that? And then really, it made me realize I'm like, no, you got to stay consistent through that. And then I tell that because I know a lot of young kids watch me, or even people my age, older, whatever. But people are like, oh, bro, but I don't get the views and I don't get the likes and this. Listen. Don't focus on that. Don't get me wrong. Did I, at one time, did I focus on that? Yes, I did. But that was the worst thing to do because comparison is the biggest thief of joy, correct? So don't do that. It's easy for me to say don't do that, but don't do that, dog. Stay consistent in what you do and don't fall into the numbers game because people are watching.
I feel
People are watching, and don't fall into the numbers game. Because I was once a person like that, dog, and even till this day, some days something goes crazy, something doesn't. It doesn't matter, dog. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's just about staying consistent and don't fall into thinking that numbers matter, bro.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I just say that for a lot of like these young kids coming up because they get discouraged because of that. And
Yeah, bro,
you know,
I
and
mean-
don't let that discourage you, bro, because that one, bro, and you know what it is? If you, let's say if you get 20 likes, you know what it is to have 20 people standing in front of you? That's a lot of people.
Yeah, no, facts.
That's a lot of people.
That's facts.
So
Yeah, no, it does get discouraging when you see that like all these numbers other people are getting da. And I could see it as a younger person. You just gotta, at the end of the day, you gotta enjoy what you're doing. Regardless
100%.
of whether you're getting the shine and whether you're getting the love, you gotta really enjoy what you're doing. And if you enjoy what
100%.
you're doing, that in itself is a reward. You know, it's a reward to be able to like. For me, like I do the podcast, I do my music, I DJ. Whenever I DJ and I see like I'll DJ, right? I'll see like 3 or 4 people dancing. I'm like, that's enough for me, bro.
that's
I'm
all
like,
you need, dog.
that gets me. That's like, yo, these people are enjoying. These 3, 4 people are enjoying what I'm doing for them right now, and they're having a good time. That gets me. That riles me up, right? So it like in those same situations when you're like feeling discouraged, you just got to be like, yo, I'm enjoying this for myself. If even one other person gets joy out of this, I'm more than winning. You know what I'm saying?
That's everything, dog. You're literally making, someone's night.
Yeah.
Someone's day, so
Yeah.
changing someone's mood.
Yeah. So switching it up, bro. Your music, dog. I've been listening to your music. I do like that song, Depinga.
Yeah.
Depinga. That song's fire.
Oh,
Dog.
the one with Big Mato.
Yeah.
Tu ta de pinga ma with Big Mato and Lil
Yeah.
Poppy, produced by Beats in the Hood. Yes, yes.
Yeah. That song is fire, dog. So your music, right? How would you describe your music? What is it? What would you say is like?
I would say my music is like style wise, it's like a fusion of like Spanglish for sure, and then but I really you can't put me in a box, you know. I really like everything. Like sometimes I could be in my laid back, smoked out vibes. My mango season right there is like on the boom bap, produced by my boy Joe Robbie Stadium. And but still though, like I grew up listening to a lot of like Currency, Wiz Khalifa, Mac Miller, like Nipsey. So I'm just like a really like chill, like I could be on that vibe, like chill, smoked out. But then sometimes for my international shit, I really love making reggaeton, you know. So you know I'm all over the place, you know. That's why like people like, or I just can't put myself in a box, like. But I like I have lanes. That's what I call it.
Do you feel that? How do you feel that the Pinga brand has either benefited you or do you feel that it's been something that's like that people don't take your music seriously? What do you? How do you? Do you
Nah, it's
feel?
definitely benefited me. And it's been like a like I said, like a marketing thing, you know, because people didn't know that I make music, so then it pushes it to them, you know. Not maybe not my everybody be a fan, but definitely like when the Depinga weather dropped. I dropped the song and people are like, "Oh shit, I didn't know he made music." So it's definitely for sure benefited it, and like you know, it's been a, you know,
That's what's up.
it's been in like a, you know, an attention grabber. Like, oh, what the fuck? I didn't
Yeah.
know this guy made music too. You know.
Yeah.
So, you
That's
know?
good. Yeah. Because like a lot of people sometimes the only reason I ask is because like people could pigeonhole you and they'll be like, "Oh, this guy's a comedian." Or he's
Exactly.
like funny, so like
Yeah.
they expect your music to be like jokes.
Some raunchy stuff. Yeah. Exactly.
So then they don't realize that you got bars and like you are actually a musician and you know how to like rap and you have different flows and things like
Because
that.
remember, like this came as me being an artist and after. So now it's like there are people that look at me as like, and people tell me too, like, yo, you should go do stand up, and I've never even thought of doing stand up.
What
you
they've
know?
been telling you to do stand up?
Yeah. So I'm like, I don't know, you know, and that's a whole nother game, you know. I respect that too. A shout out to all stand up comics that I know, but I know it's not easy just to go there in front of them. Like, hey, that's different from me. Like I could spit a freestyle in front of them easily, or rapping,
But telling jokes,
Yeah.
setting up a punchline,
come
and
on,
all
that takes
that's another talent.
that's another talent in itself. That's and that's and let me not put myself down and say I can't do it. I definitely can, but
You have to develop the skill set.
100%, 100%.
Yeah. I had a Flavor.
Yes, shout out to Flavor.
Shout out Flavor. He came on the podcast and he was talking to me about like, cause he never did comedy. He never he did like skits and things like that, but he never did like stand up comedy. So like he's like, yo, people literally they started telling him the same thing, like, yo, you need to do stand up. You need to do stand up. He's like, yo, I don't know how the hell to do stand up. Like, so he started like honing in the craft, and he was able to actually like parlay his skits and stuff like that into the stand up.
Into a stand up.
Yeah, and now he's like killing it with the stand up.
Yeah, no, he is, bro.
Yeah.
He's going crazy with it, dog.
Yeah,
for
he's
real
going
shit.
crazy. So like, there's always that opportunity, right? If you decide to like develop that skill set. But yeah, it's something that would be apart from like your other talents, right?
No, and seeing him too, he was on the same grind, like on the music, and then to see what, you know, it's
he's
like
still on the music.
He's still on the music, but to see like, you know, like how the same thing, it's like sometimes these other things take their own life of their own, like whether it be with the content or you know. When we're out here on the grind, like if we're artists, you get what I'm trying to say? Just like, you know. So it's a beautiful thing to see that, and then now as like we build our platforms, we put the eyes on our music, like you know, like hey, we know we're the Depinga guys, or you know whatever we are, you know.
But we also do this
Exactly.
and this is like this is what we would like to share with you, with the world, etc. Outside of
100%.
like this platform and outside of the joy that I bring through this.
This is what I do too.
This is what I do too, and I want you to like consume some of this and,
Yeah.
let me know how. Yeah, I totally feel that, dog. Like, bro, it's like multitasking as a creative.
Literally, bro. Like I'm wearing a million hats. I'm wearing a
Legit,
million.
dog.
I'm an octopus. I'm an octopus.
Let me tell you, bro, it is daunting to do everything like you have to do now to be a actual creator. You have to be like a social media manager. You gotta be a booker. You gotta be this. You gotta be that. You gotta
100%. 100%.
You gotta have and through
Tentacles.
all of that. Not only that, you have to have tenacity through all of it, because that's the one thing I see a lot of people start and they don't finish, and it's because like it does get overwhelming, right?
It does 100%, bro. Some days I was like, bro. Think of when I first did my first Depinga weather, and I was like, yo. After that day, I was like, I had to do a Depinga weather every day, and bro, every day since then, I have like to push through. There's been some days that I'm like, I can't miss, because like there was like only one day I missed doing a Depinga weather, and everybody blew up my DMs, bro.
Yeah.
They were like, what the fuck? Bro, people cursing at me. Yo, they're like, what? Yo, even my friends, like, yo, you good? And I literally slept in that day because I was like, bro, like almost like 150 days consecutively, waking up every day or maybe before I go to work or on my off day, So yeah, pushing through that shit could be,
Yeah, no, it gets daunting, dog. It gets daunting, and it's just like having to come up with a new
Yes.
a new way to present it.
Yeah, because like my thing was like after a while, I was like, for a while I was going to like a lot of like bakeries and like, or maybe the same bakery. So like my thing is like sometimes switch up the bakeries or like just do like things that people like hate doing or places they hate going. So I was like, I'll do a DMV one.
Yeah.
So just different things. I'm thinking of maybe going to FIU while I'm in the middle of a class and do a Depinga weather there.
Damn.
But not do it in a bad way. Obviously, I'm gonna interrupt the class, but I'm gonna go in with like a tray of like pastelito, and I'm just be like, yo, Depinga weather, reporting live. Shout out to all of you working on your futures, working hard on your careers. I'm sorry to interrupt, but here is a tray of pastelito. Keep working hard y la cosa está.
Depinga. You could probably do it. You should look up for a social media class. And do it then.
There you go.
That professional will be way more open to that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what they're teaching.
Social media.
Social media, yeah. It's crazy how I love the ones that you did through Art Basel.
Yes,
because you were like really, you were not disrespecting, but you were like disrupting the gallery scene.
Of course, man. That shit's whack as hell, bro. In my honest opinion, bro. Winwood and Art Basel started for the local graph artists, and everybody would get their own wall, and there wouldn't be for out of towners, and that's cool, but.
Yeah, no, it's definitely been co-opted.
Yeah, and and I get that's gonna happen for sure, but
especially when big money gets involved.
Yeah, that's not it's cool art, but
they tend to clean it up.
Yeah,
and they don't like.
I guess graffiti is too
the rough edges, right?
Yeah,
the rough edges is they always try to smooth them out, right? And that and when you do that, you lose your edge. You literally lose the edge. You lose that grittiness that attracts a lot of people, right? Because the hoi polloi, the vast majority of the people, they're not into like fine art. You know what I'm saying? They like seeing things that moves them.
Yep.
Right. And normally, and that tends to be like things that are more accessible, right? Instead of like these. I went like for Art Basel, I went to the Rubel Museum, which is like in Alapata. Bro, this dude had, first of all, it's a private collection. It's probably worth like $1 billion. Like, not even joking.
Okay.
Because the dude has like a bunch of Basquiat's and like John Herring's, all these like crazy expensive pieces of art just hanging all over the place. It's literally a safety deposit box because that's what the wealthy do right now. They just purchase
those paintings.
Yeah, those paintings, put them in a private museum, call it a nonprofit, and that's it. You basically have a safety deposit box. But yeah, it's like a lot of those curated events tend to be for like people who are in a certain social class.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's it's a vibe. I'm not gonna front. It's a thing, but it's not something where like it's not like for the hoi polloi. It's not for the people,
Yeah,
right?
it's not.
It's not for the people. And Winwood used to be for the people.
It's definitely not anymore.
Now it's definitely not for the people. Now it's for the tourists. You know what I'm saying? It's different. So like when you are hitting the studio, give me like a rundown of how you make your music. What is it that what are you doing to like, are you writing first? Are you beat first? Are you sitting down picking beats?
So
what are you doing?
definitely, like my before I go to the studio, I'm a person that I go ready to the studio.
Like already with rhymes.
Yeah, like I like to, or most of the times if I'm doing a whole song, I'm for sure always going ready with a hook and I punch in my verses. But 90% of the time, I'm going ready to the studio with my hook and my verse ready, dog.
Without hearing the beat?
No, and then always come, with the beat as well. Like
Oh, okay.
I'll get the beats before, write it at the crib, just write it, just writing around. Maybe take a few days writing the song, maybe like a week, and then I take it, because I don't record myself. I can learn how to record myself, but I just feel like I just like when my engineer records me.
Yeah.
It just makes me. I'm in my artist mode. I'm in my element, and I've just been doing it like that.
Okay, so you're already set up. You're just punching it in, basically.
Yep, type shit.
You've already been working on it.
Yeah. So it'll be either literally, like I said, I'll always come ready with the hook because I feel like the hook is what you're gonna talk about on the song. So I always come ready with the hook. If I don't have my verse ready, I'm punching in. But if not, I'm always have the verse ready.
That's
So
what's up.
it's either or, dog. I always like coming prepared, dog.
Yeah, that's very professional. I've been in
100%.
studio sessions where people are just like sitting around in the studio for hours on end.
No,
And
that's time too. You feel me? Like
yeah, yeah, it's also money.
Yeah, time is money. So I'm, no, I can't. I couldn't do that.
You're trying to be the most efficient possible.
Exactly. Of course, dog.
I feel that, dog.
So
yeah, like music is definitely something that allows you to get in touch with other people very, very easily, right? You could convey a mood very easily. I heard the song that you have with Laguna y Chonga, right?
which one?
Yeah, which one? That's
Because
two.
we have two of them.
Yeah, you have two. The first one that you
Take
made.
it easy.
Yeah, take it easy.
Yes.
So when you're doing these features, right? How do you decide? Who is somebody that you feel is like, okay, this is somebody that I could vibe with,
are you speaking on the Laguni song or in general?
Laguni song. Yeah, how did that come about?
So Laguni, she was just always a homie. She was always showing hella love, and she heard that song. I had dropped the Take It Easy song, and she loved it. And she was like, "Yo, she wanted to do the remix, and the rest was history."
Oh, okay, so she reached out to you in that situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like we were already fucking with each other. Like I was like showing love to her music, and she just show me love. Like she would like fuck with the Depinga brand. I was sending her merch. She was rocking it and shit like that. And she was aware that I was doing music. She saw that I did that song. It was just I had dropped it, and she's like, "Bro, I would love to jump on it."
Yeah.
So and then we went from there.
And in other situations, when you're doing features, how do you do that?
Other situations, I guess I kind of just like see things too. Like rest in peace to like old trap star. He was like a young kid coming up, and he was really doing his thing. And like he was like in the SoundCloud world. Like I saw him bubbling. And I paid him for a feature, but the song that I have with him went crazy, you feel me? And he was like getting deals and stuff like that. So kind of sometimes I feel like I have it in me that I see when people are like, rising and doing their thing. And I don't, like a lot of artists, they're like, "Oh, I'll never pay for a feature." Like I've been paid for a feature, which I'm very grateful for. And I have paid for a feature.
Yeah.
Because it's helped put my name out there 100%,
It's a business move.
It's a business move, and if you do it the right way, you get return on it with streams,
Yeah.
So that's not my end goal, but if you do it right,
yeah, there's rewards. Yeah,
comes out right.
Yeah, no, it's. I always ask that because I feel like being an artist it's really hard to deal with other artists.
It can be. It can be.
So
there's definitely artists that are about their business, and there's definitely some that are, I've paid artists for features that they weren't or they weren't under like labels and stuff like that, or they were, and then they took money, and then when I dropped the project, it was out for like a week, and then I'll have their labels cease and desist and take the whole project down, you know. So
Yeah, that happens.
no, it did happen. It did happen. Shout out Danny Towers. I appreciate you, bro.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and shout out Empire.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's how the business works. You know, they take advantage of artists like myself. But you know,
You
but
really
whatever.
can't do nothing about those situations.
No, you can't. But I'll say it how it is. You
Yeah.
know? I'll say it how it is.
Yeah, it is. It is what it is.
Because you know, at least Danny Towers could have reached out to Empire and been like, you know, or maybe I could have paid some extra money so we could have cleared it.
Yeah.
You know, but you can get Florida, the EP produced by Trop Da Vinci on Spotify.
Okay.
But yeah, no, there's a lot. There's a lot, dog, I've been through that have like,
Yeah.
you know, that's made me salty, you know, because I paid him for that whole project, you know, and then when I told him, I asked him, I'm like, yo, what's up? Like, you know, and it's not no pressing stuff. It's not a problem. I really don't care.
Yeah.
But when I asked him, when they took it down, I was like, yo, you couldn't reach out to your label. And he's like, oh, I didn't know. And a lot of these artists do know. They do know that. And then I tell this for the young artists to know. Make sure you're getting your songs cleared. Make sure it's okay to drop them because they'll take your money. You'll drop your music. And then a week later, they'll have their labels take it down. So this is not me like being crazy on a rant. This is me looking out for the next generation.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these artists, they like to take advantage. But Mr. Depinga, I don't take advantage. I give game.
For sure, they be trying to finesse. Yeah, yeah. It's at the end of the day, it's like a game, you know.
But
And-
they're all under contracts. They don't own their music. They are slaves. Versus me, I'm independent.
Yeah, independent artists is definitely a tougher road, but you get to own the jewels at the end of the day. You own your own masters. You own
Yeah, a
own
lot of these
your own
are,
publishing.
a lot of these other artists, they're slaves and puppets.
Yeah, they don't have their own publishing or any of that, and then at the end of the day, they're just rocking like fake chains and shit. You know what I'm saying?
You know, and shout out to them, man. But you know that how long will that last when you have that finesse state of mind?
Yeah,
You get what
you're
I'm
trying to
to
finesse
say?
everybody.
And then, you know, I don't need to say how I am, but when you move with genuine intentions, Papa, it's gonna last forever, bro. That's
Facts.
why this Depinga thing is just, you know, I know all these people that have done other things, like, and especially like Rich. Shout out Rich the Kid too.
Yeah.
Paid him for a feature when I was younger, and he took my money and never gave me. Shout out Rich the Kid, bro. I said ran off on a plug. I guess I should have, you know. But these are things that happen to me, bro.
Yeah.
These are things that happen to me. And like I said, people are going to be like, yo, I'm disgruntled. But nah, I don't care. Rich the Kid, I'll play you for skate, $5,000. I'll beat you. I'm really good at skateboarding. So you wanted it being on the episode. I'm going to
That's
give you
funny.
some. But yeah, you know, and that was my fault. I met him on South Beach.
Yeah.
And I was young. This is when I was first starting. He has me blocked on Instagram.
He has
now.
Depinga blocked?
Yeah, we could bring it up right here.
Yeah.
Look, right there. I'll show. We'll send you a screenshot. Look,
Yeah.
right there. He has me blocked. But Rich the Kid, man, we should be friends. You know. I'm the Pinga weather, bro. But and bro, I was 17 years old when you took my money, bro. And I'm still a fan.
Finessed you at 17.
Yes, I'm still a fan, bro. I'm still a fan. I have nothing bad to say about you.
That's wild.
But bro, you know that I met you on South Beach. You were there in a black Porsche. People were recording you. You were skating. I paid you for the feature. I showed you the song. And then you never sent it back. You said you were going to go record with Wayne, and you needed more money. I gave you more money. And you pulled the Depinga on Depinga. Come on, Rich the Kid.
Depinga, said
You
it.
feel me? So
That's
it's
wild.
it's a lot of stuff that I went through coming up that
Yeah.
I guess that has made me who I am, and I
Yeah.
have that.
Yeah, you have that chip on your shoulder.
Yeah, and it's not making me negative neither, you know. But I spread this awareness because that was my fault too. I should have done the business right. I should have had him meet me at a studio. I should have contacted his manager, and I should have done it right. So I'm not sitting here putting it on him. It's on me.
Yeah.
It's 100% on me.
At the end of the day, you
Even
weren't
though-
schooled on game yet.
Yeah, I wasn't schooled on game, and I didn't know, and maybe I should have reached through people.
Yeah, but that's also on them to know that they're gonna finesse you.
Yeah,
that's
you know?
also the type of person that
and you
speaks
know,
character.
And I don't mean to be cocky, but look how things have played along the years. You know, I've built my own platform. You get what I'm trying to say?
I
So,
feel you.
but we're on Fresh, so I gotta give you the.
That's what's up, bro. Depinga.
You know, these are things that nobody really knows. You know.
That shit is wild, man. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a lot
So
of
that's
these
why
things
that's
behind
why I
the
tell you a
scenes.
lot of these people out here in the industry are like, bro. I think of it in my point of view now. Imagine me being 29 and a kid. Yo, bro, I want to pay you $2,000 for a feature, bro. How can I feel freaking running off on it? Bro, I would never, bro. I'm going to do 5 of those a week so I can make 10 bands.
Yeah.
You feel me? And I'm going to go crazy. I'm going to, like, no, man, I could never be like that. I could never.
finesse
I
a
wasn't.
young kid.
I was never raised. Like, I'm just saying, like, I was never raised to, like, take or, like, it's like I've always been raised to, like, to be an honest hustler, bro.
Yeah.
But whatever, man. People are different now.
Yeah, it is what it is out here, bro. You gotta, brush it off and keep rolling with the punches, bro.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, like lo que está pa ti nadie te lo quita.
Yep, 100%.
I believe on that 100%, and it's just like you just gotta be ready for the day que lo que está pa ti.
Yep,
You
100%.
just gotta keep
and
going.
like I said, man, hopefully maybe in the future, like I said, this is not something that I'm trying to bash Rich the Kid. Like maybe hopefully he can see this and be like, damn, bro, like I don't know, like maybe yo, like I really
You have some kind of remorse.
Yeah, maybe like, yo, dog, my bad, bro. Like, you know, and that this is not something fabricated that I made up. Like, I don't need to be making these things up, bro.
Yeah.
And maybe, hopefully, you can unblock me one day. Hopefully, we can make a song because I feel like Rich the Kid, you and I can make some really dope music. I don't care what happened in the past, brother. I don't think you're a bad person.
Yeah.
But hopefully, here at Fresh, we can manifest that Rich the Kid
For sure.
song and, you know,
Who's somebody that you would love to feature
Pitbull.
with? Pitbull?
off rip.
305. Damn, you
Pitbull.
didn't even think about
Yeah,
that.
no, that's not.
Mr. 305.
Yeah, Mr. 305. Shout out to Mr. 305. He added me on the Damn I Love Miami video. He had me.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
Yes, so yeah, if I'm doing a song with anybody, for sure, like if I can get a feature from anybody, it will be Pitbull. Pitbull, even if it's just a hook.
Yeah.
Or even just an intro.
Or just a dale.
even just a dale.
Just a dale.
Or even
People, give me a dollar, bro.
Yes.
I wonder how much people charges for $1, bro.
You know,
That's wild.
10,000 for sure.
10 bands for $1.
10
Dale. There you go. 10 bands. Yo, I said it. That's wild.
Literally, bro.
Yeah. No. That's crazy though. But you know what the funny part is that Miami's like so close knit that somebody probably who knows Pitbull will be like, yo, this kid wants to do a song with Pitbull, bro.
And shout out to Pitbull. He's going on tour. So
shout out to Pitbull,
he's
big
always,
time,
he's always
dog.
on tour, but he is going on tour. So wherever he's going on tour, y'all go pull up on Pitbull,
Bro,
Mr. Worldwide.
I'm always supporting of Pitbull, bro. Pitbull, come on to this podcast and let's chop it up,
we
bro.
We need Pitbull on Fresh.
Yeah, bro, on the Que Bola. So it could be like Que Bola Pitbull, bro.
You feel
know what I'm
me?
saying? 100% Pitbull is one of those dudes who is an embodiment of Miami hustle.
Mm-hmm.
You know, regardless of whether you like his music or not, if you're like, oh, he went pop or whatever the heck, I'll tell you what,
That's
bro.
the goal.
Pitbull has bars.
100%.
If you know Pitbull for real, like when he was rapping, bruh, this dude had crazy bars. And he was like, you know what? The bars ain't doing it for me right now. I need to go Mr. Worldwide. And the Mr. Worldwide definitely catalyzed him to another level.
That took him to a whole nother level. I feel like that's like the end game of all. Like, look.
But I'm sure he got a lot of hate from that move.
You do get a lot of hate, but it's like you got to do what's like, and you know this, but like you got to do what's right for your life.
Facts.
You know, like, you know, there's a lot of people that are content with quote unquote maybe being an underground artist, and that's fine.
Yeah.
You feel me? But some people are really in it to make an impact.
Facts.
You know, and I could see that off rip and Pit. Like, you know, he was happy with what he was doing with the rap when he dropped the Miami album. But bro, like you could just see it that like, you know, he wanted like that respect.
That wasn't enough.
Me? That wasn't enough, dog. And I feel like shit, if you ask me, that respect of him crossing over, yeah, they're whoever it is or whoever it might be have said whatever, but bro, that
was the best move he ever made.
That's the best movie ever made, and it inspires artists like me because it makes me realize like, yeah, I gotta be dropping my music, but now I want to be on my international
Facts.
shit. Yeah,
Facts.
you feel me?
Like every time I'm traveling international, I hear Pitbull. That's crazy, dog.
You always gonna hear him.
Always,
dog.
bro. Everywhere, wherever you go, it doesn't matter. You can hear a Pitbull song. Doesn't matter if the people speak the language or not. You know, I met him one time before he had turned pop, when he was still doing the rap. I met him at this club back in the day. I'm aging myself. It was called Glass at the Forge, which is here on South Beach, where he was on South Beach. The Forge was like this fancy steakhouse that had been around from back in the day, like Frank Sinatra and them used to like
Go there.
legit. There was like pictures of
Holy
all the
shit.
Rat Pack and all that at the Forge. And then the Forge had opened up this club that I used to promote. Shout out my boy Randall. He got me promoting the Forge. That was like the first place that I ever promoted, that in the Crew and Y. And then I got to meet Pitbull there. Like, we took a pic. I got to meet Rick Ross there. I took a pic with Rick Ross. And these are like early days of Rick Ross
Like
and Pitbull.
Hustling or before?
Like before Hustling.
Damn.
Legit. Before Hustling had came out, that's when I met.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah. And like, and this was probably like, Pitbull had just probably dropped the MIA album, and he was at the Glass and shit. I was like, yo, that's fucking Pitbull. And he was like super humble. He was like, yeah, what's up? I was like, yo, can I get a pic with you? He's like, yeah, man, let's get it. And we're in the bathroom, dog.
Yeah.
So it was like even crazy.
Best place to ask somebody for a
Legit,
picture.
like in the bathroom, he was like washing his hands and shit. I was like, yo, pic, can I get a pic with you? He's like, yeah, let's do it. Playboy, he did like some pose with his teeth like he always does or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, this guy's a humble ass dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's getting all his love from throughout the city. He can be like, yo, get the fuck out my face, bro. I'm washing my hands right now. I just have my hands on my dick. You know?
Depinga te pasa a ti.
Depinga, yeah, for real, bro. But yeah, man, it's like, you never know in South Florida what's for you, dog. Because like, here's one of those cities is like, the Kevin Bacon 6 degrees of separation is like 2 degrees, 3 degrees.
Literally.
Like literally. Somebody, like, I've been trying to get Oscar Isaac on the podcast. Oscar Isaac went to Miami-Dade Community College, bro, as an actor, bro. People don't know that. You know what I'm saying? He's from Miami, bro. Like, he grew up in South Florida for a bit. So, like, I wanna talk to him. I'm sure somebody that listens to the podcast,
And especially in Miami, bro. There's like, we're like a degree away from all these people that
legit.
we want to know.
Out here, all these legit. It's crazy. And you'll pull up and you'll be like, oh shit, that's the so and so, right? And I feel like that is part of the magic that Miami holds, right? Because in New York, you got to go through like mad gatekeepers like
to find
tremendo gatekeepers, bro. And these people are like, you shall not pass.
In Miami, bro, it's like we're so desensitized.
Yeah.
You walk down the street, you see all these famous people. Miami has become like Hollywood because a lot of people,
Facts.
a lot of the famous people from LA are moving down here now. But it's always in a way been like that. Do you growing up here, like look how you said you saw Pitt, like it's very easy to see some famous people in Miami.
Super famous, like internationally famous, right? You could like the other day I was at over here in Little River, and Gloria Estefan was there.
There you go.
Like having pasta, right? This food hall place. I forgot the name of the food hall. It's right over here in Little River. But yeah, I was like, oh shit, that's Gloria Estefan, dog.
Yeah, my mom works in the Siebel building, and when I used to go visit her there, and I actually used to work with her there. I saw Floyd Mayweather once there. I was trying to get a picture, and his bodyguards, which I understand, they were like, oh, no pictures and shit, you know.
Yeah,
which I understand. I'm
legit.
like, so. But
no, at the Seabold, you see a lot of those people buying.
Yeah,
jewelry.
so yeah, what I meant, like you'll be wherever you'll be at in Miami, and you'll fucking run into some famous
legit.
person.
It's so it's like you gotta go for your dream here, bro. You know what I'm saying? You have opportunities that other people throughout the country don't have. Like
100%.
People who live in Little Rock, Arkansas, are never gonna have the
you
opportunity.
could shoot your shot, or especially like for Art Basel. Art Basel, you see whoever walking around through
all
there.
the time. Like you go from event to event, and there's nothing but A-list celebrities.
Yeah, like I ran
event.
into like DG. I mean, to Stevie Williams. He's like a professional skateboarder, owns a brand called DGK.
Yeah,
and like randomly, like he's just there hanging out, you know. So like, you know, nothing, but just to say, like, you know, that Miami is just like, it's a popular place to be. So obviously the celebrity's gonna come over here. So if you're from Miami and you're doing your thing, you seize the moment however you can. You know?
Yeah, bro.
Me in the way, if I see somebody famous, I ask him respectfully. I'm like, hey, I do something called Depinga Weather. Think I could do an episode with you right quick? I just do it on my phone. I've definitely had people tell me yes. I've definitely had people tell me no.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, I like the ones that you do with like the mad randos though. Those are funny, especially with the women and shit. The other day I saw you, like, I think you were at Lincoln Beers or something.
Oh my God! Shout out to Katrina.
Yeah. I was like, yo, what? This is wild.
Yeah.
That's like real representation of Miami right
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Katrina, she's a real one. She be at Lincoln, and
She's a real one. That's some
she's
Miami
a real
shit
one.
right
She's
there.
a real one. She's
Yeah.
she's what we call a cougar, and it's crazy. I posted her. She's taking her own. Everybody loves her online, but yeah,
Yeah.
She's-
It's a different atmosphere with like your reporting, bro. I would love to see it expand in other directions, dog.
Yes.
Like you could do the Pinga Sports, right? I could totally see the Pinga Sports, right? The Pinga Weather for sure. It's already there.
Okay, there
Like,
we
the
go.
Pinga
Now the Pinga Sports, we're
the Pinga Sports need to be the next thing on,
That's
bro.
fire,
You know what I'm
dude.
saying? Like you could just start talking crazy sports, right? Or just show up to the sporting events. We have the what is that? The F1, huge, right? Super Bowl here all the time. We just had the Natty here the other day. So like the Pinga Sports is something that that could definitely I could see it. I could see it getting to the next level, bro.
Good. Or
Yeah.
like yeah.
Or you could put somebody on it.
Yeah.
You don't even have to be the reporter yourself. You could be the anchor, and then you like shoot it to the Pinga
to
sports
the
guy
Depinga sports guy that actually knows, because
that actually knows the stats.
Depinga likes watching sports, and my
Facts.
super like
Yeah, like all the numbers.
Depinga sports page is being made as soon as I leave.
That's
this.
what's up, dog. We throwing it out there.
Come
That
on,
thing has
dog.
Sports, and fucking, you get one of the actual like people who know the stats and all of that.
Yeah,
That's it, bro.
I'm gonna get my boy Drink Champ Sports, my boy
Oh,
Paul.
Paul.
We're gonna get Paul. I'll
Shout
get
out Paul, bro. Yeah, Drink Champ Sports. Yeah. I've fucked with Paul before, man. You know, real good people. Once again, the whole Crazy Hood fam.
Yes.
Those are really, really, really good people. I
Yes,
cannot express that like any bigger, bro. Like those people have and they've been doing it for so long.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they really have a in the community, dude.
100%, dog.
And they
100%.
represent the community. They're not like overly egotistical or anything like that.
And willing to give like game,
Facts.
like, which that's very valuable,
Borscht, shout out Borscht. you
Shout
know?
out Boris, yes,
Yeah,
Boris is
you know?
Borta, the Beats in the Hood.
Beats
That's
in
my
the
boy.
Hood.
Me and Beats in the Hood, me Boris, we're dropping new music.
También,
Come
that's
on,
what's
yeah,
up, bro.
yeah.
Anytime soon?
Yes, drops February 6th.
New music with Beats in the Hood.
Yes, produced by Beats, called La Verdad.
La verdad.
La Verdad.
Man, I can't wait to hear that, dog.
So
That's what's up, man. I congratulate you
Thank
on
you,
all your
brother.
success, my
that
dog.
means a lot, dog.
No, for real, bro. Like I've been seeing you do your thing
Thank you,
behind the
thank
scenes
you.
for a minute, like with no love in the shadow and shit. And like you're actually getting your roses right now. And I feel like
Thank you, brother. That means
like
a lot, dog.
it's catalyzing and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. All I would say is just like continue on with that hustle, with that journey. You know what I'm saying? With the same tenacity that you started off with, because you was out there with the same tenacity from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I could totally see that Pinga becoming a network, dude.
Yes,
you know
sir.
what I'm saying?
The Pinga Network.
The Pinga Network.
Its own TV channel, dog.
What? Come on, bro. You know, that's a representation of not only your culture, but it also represents Miami. It's not only like Cuban culture,
And what's
everything.
crazy, like Depinga, like as growing and building this shit, like bro. So the Venezuelan people use Depinga for everything good. Puerto Rican people use Depinga. It's like, bro, I was putting this out, like I realized not only like for real shit, like other Hispanic nationalities use Depinga, but for their own like.
In their own ways.
But the, Cubans, we use Depinga for everything.
Like, legit.
Literally. Venezuelans, it's for everything that's awesome, Like, Depinga, like,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But it's international,
Yes,
bro.
it's international. It's international.
That's
dog.
what's up, dog.
So-
The Pinga Network coming soon to a
Yes.
theater near you, bro.
You're already
the
hearing
sports, the Pinga music, the Pinga sports, the Pinga weather, all of that.
Depinga novela.
The Pinga novela.
That'll be hilarious.
Bro, what is a Depinga novela? That has to be full of drama. has to be completamente drama. You get the cougars and shit in there.
You're gonna get Katrina in there.
Get Katrina, like real life drama, Miami, bro. That's the one thing Miami is never like missing is drama.
We'll just film it at Ventanitas all over.
That's enough.
That's all the drama
You just facts, bro. Pero gracias once again, dog. Thank you once again for coming on. And
thank you. I'm sorry for being on Cuban timing.
No,
I
it's
was
all
on
good,
Cuban
bro.
timing.
You know, it's always 3:05 time, bro.
Yes,
I'm already
sir.
aware of that, bro. And myself, I already know how it works, bro. Living and born and raised in South Florida.
But I appreciate you, brother. You were up early today. You know, you stayed to after to do this.
I appreciate you, dog, coming through and giving me your time, dog. You know, thank you so much, Nick
sir.
Garcia,
We're here at
Depinga.
Fresh, bro. It's been an honor being here, bro. La cosa está de pinga y que bola.
All right, so people follow Depinga.
So you could follow me on Instagram, Depinga Entertainment, Depinga Weather, and Nick Garcia 305.
Okay.
Those are all my 3 pages.
That's what's up, man.
And if you want to look up my music, you just put space. If you want to look up my music, you just put Nick space Garcia on Spotify, Apple Music, and yeah.
Are you on SoundCloud?
Yes, I am on SoundCloud. Yes,
Okay.
yes, on SoundCloud.
I'm big on SoundCloud, bro.
Yes, on SoundCloud
is
as
my
well.
shit. For sure, bro. And to everybody listening, thank you once again for sharing and subscribing. And like I always say, if you like this episode, share it with your friends.
Share,
and if you
share.
hate the episode, share it with your enemies.
Share it.
But just share this mug. We out this. Peace. Que te crezca.
Que te crezca.
Yo, shout out to Nick Garcia, Mr. Depinga himself, for pulling up and blessing us on episode 105. If you're not following at Depinga Weather yet, you're already behind. Go tap in right now. Make sure you subscribe, leave a review, share this with somebody who really needs a laugh. And as always on the Bola podcast, we'll see you on the next one, all right? Dale, I love you, que te crezca. It's your boy. Peace.